Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus, welcome. It's Warriors of Light Astro Tarot. I'm David. We're doing your heart spread reads, the love, romance, and relationship read. This for mid-May 2022 time frame using the Gilded Tarot Royale today, if you give a darn. So obviously it's 8 cards. I already have it set up here. And look at your astrology real quick. Mainly, you still have the same things happening in terms of you have this very month. I think the elephant in the room astrologically is you had the solar partial eclipse at 10 degrees Taurus. So all of Taurus is covered. Like no matter where your sun is, something's popping for you guys. And then at 25 degrees on the 16th is going to be kind of the bookend, and we're going to have the lunar eclipse at 25 degrees. So from 10 to 25, you've got the nodes at right now 22 degrees, and north node for you guys, always profound. You have the sun just conjuncted Uranus a few days ago. Huge energy for you guys. That was at like 12 degrees, 14 degrees, 13 and 14 degrees. It's going to go on in conjunct in a week at 22 degrees, the north node. Profound energy, the nodal energy right there. You know, we're talking about a really long cycle of events for you guys coming and going with the nodes, taking like 2.5 years to travel through, you know, each sign. And so this is a time in your life that you know, you're only going to get like 3 or 4 of these cycles in your whole life. So it could be something kind of momentous going on. So that's why to keep that in mind. Mainly, the other thing going on would be Saturn at 24 degrees squaring, particularly the nodes. And when the sun hits the nodes, keep it in mind. And that could definitely be, depending on where it falls in your chart and what your rising is, but that could be the energy of Saturn then kind of putting a dampening on a lot of very dynamic energy of life purpose and wanting to stand out with Uranus there and all of that. So I can bring a bit of a conflict here. But I kind of see, I'm not sure how that relates to the reading, kind of let you decide. But kind of what I see out of this reading, this heart spread, is I see a really great relationship here. So this is someone that you're thinking about, someone's on your mind, someone you're involved with. It can be predictive if you're single, in which case this Queen of Swords, as I talk about him or her, would be someone that's coming in, not someone you're already aware of. So this is your energy in and around love, romance, and relationship with the Eight of Wands. And I mean, that is all kind of fired up. It can speak to you being in the position of trying to communicate with someone long distance. But what it definitely means is that you are all kinds of into this person. And I definitely see here, in terms of the balance, I'll explain, is you kind of being the more fervent one, okay? And with them coming in with the Queen of Swords, another thing that I got intuitively, I think this is a mismatch by sun sign, which as an astrologer, that basically kind of almost means nothing. You really have to look at everything else. But in other words, you know, you're an earth sign, obviously, and they could be an Aquarius, just like coming in like that. Probably if that's the case, it would be more significant if their sun was square your sun, which could even still be the case, because I see here, basically this is a relationship where people might literally, for either of your friends or family, might be looking at it and going, I don't think you guys belong together. What are you thinking? You know, because you're just sort of this kind of mismatch. But I do see a relationship here. So now, so this person's coming in a little cooler with the Queen of Swords here, and maybe in some way that's turning you on. You know, that kind of would work for me. I'm a Venus, you know, in Scorpio, so you know, that could kind of make me more want to kind of please them and get their attention, which is kind of what I see with the Eight of Wands. You doing that. And then now this is your energy of how you're relating to them. And you see he's a very sincere looking little boy here, and man or woman. in the Page of Pentacles, and it's incredibly sincere energy. If there's a cross watcher, and I would love to have this shared, by the way, you guys, as a way to kind of engender, more communication, if nothing else. And do like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. I appreciate that. Um, but with them coming in as another queen, the Queen of Wands, in terms of how they're reacting to you, it puts them in a position like on a pedestal. You're thinking that they're better than you, they're bigger than you, they're greater than you. You might be thinking that in a very passionate way. There could even be a submission sexually with this, okay? Where, I mean, you like them kind of being dominant sexually. But this really shows a great sincerity with the Page of Pentacles. And so the energy that you're feeling is in no way spurious or superficial. With the Page of Pentacles, you really thought about it, and you're generally interested in this person. But that being the case, they still really blow your skirt up, They got you all kind of fired up, okay, if this is your reading. So then we get to the advice from Spirit. This is the advice for you in terms of relating to them, and this is the advice for them in terms of relating to you. So you coming in with the Ten of Wands, and them coming in with the Knight of Wands, and they're coming in under the Queen of Wands with this Knight of Wands. They gotta have they might have an air sun. This might be why things are working out, but they got some fire in their chart, in their Venus, in their, if they're Aquarius, I mean, could have Aries Venus. You might also have an Aries Mars. Could be. Could have Sag Mars. Could have a Leo Mars. Get Leo down here with any of that. So now you're coming in with this Ten of Wands, and I think that being that that's your advice in the relationship, and we're looking at the Eight of Wands that you come in with, guys, to me it's a pretty clear message of you need to take it down a notch. And I don't mean like you're doing anything wrong. It just means I think this is about balancing this relationship here. And these are the two cards of the advice from Spirit. And in terms of your person with this Knight of Wands, it's, I think, two things. One, don't worry, like if you take it down a notch, that they're not going to respond, because they really are. And two, maybe they need some kind of permission for this to be like a really, look at the volcano here, guys, okay? For this to be a really incredibly passionate, sexually dynamic and magnetic sort of attraction that goes on. And if they need that, then they have that. Because again, I don't always trust myself. I never trust fucking government, but I always trust advice from Spirit. This is advice from Spirit. And it's hard to not interpret this, especially coming under the Queen of Wands. Like, this means that you perceive them as the Queen of Wands, and they are being the Queen of Wands, meaning passionate, confident, sexy. And this means the advice from Spirit is that's okay. Like, basically, double down. Whatever they're doing, keep doing it, okay? What you're doing, just modulate it a little bit. Really, this Eight of Wands energy. Maybe try to understand that you're every bit as good as they are. They need you as much as you need them. Rest assured, you're not going to lose them. You're not going to lose anything. Now we have what I think is the most important card in this reading, the Strength card here. This is the advice from Spirit for the relationship as a whole. And I kind of wonder if maybe in your composite relationship chart that combines the two charts, that you might have a Leo rising or even a Leo sun somehow, okay? I'm trying to think how it would work if they were Aquarius and you're Taurus. Probably not Leo. But it depends. That's their sun, though, so it could be. I really have no idea what their rising is. But if that's the case, just leave me a comment. I would love to know if that's the case. And in any case, with the advice for the relationship as a whole, it's kind of a repeat of what I'm saying. It's going to be a really hot relationship, but it's not just sexual. This is also about a lot of heart. People pouring a lot of their heart into it and a lot of their passion. And I think that's how you get to the outcome with the High Priestess, because this elevates it, meaning that when you guys come together, and particularly for your person, maybe they need to hear this, you're going to end up with a very high functioning, basically like a spiritually connected, intuitively connected, emotionally connected relationship. This is in no way like just about passion. and that's what I mean. This is about balancing things and coming together in a balanced way.